Are you ready?
Yeah. I'm tired. I'm ready.
Windy. Windy opening morning.
About a 10 miles an hour wind north.
May have to drop down in the bottom of one of these steep canyons to hear one this morning. There's turkeys in here, though.
Yeah.
Phew, man, it's blowing. It's cold, too.
Sounds like it's raining.
How cold is it?
It's 40 degrees.
Both sides of this ridge this morning. We've been over here on the side where the wind's not blowing. On the south side of it, wind's straight out the north. It's blowing hard here. Came back over here. We've been sitting here for probably 45 minutes. Now where these turkeys probably roosted off in this point and down these drains. But finally heard a gobble. Heard one gobble. So right off down here on the other point. Stay right here where we're at and see what happens. Got him. Two longbeards come right around through here to our left, right on the other side of the decoys. Didn't come straight to them, they just circled them, came straight back around here. And Wayne did a heck of a job filming. He was shaking a little bit because it was cold, and I'm cold, he's cold. We've been sitting here for 45 minutes and have heard one gobble. And it was way off here on the other point. I figured these turkeys would be roosting right off here on the end in between these little ridges, these drains out of the wind. And they were. That's exactly where they were roosting. We went off on this side of the ridge this morning. We started in here, didn't hear anything. We went back over here on this ridge, off to the left here, back to the west, and we didn't hear a thing. And came back over here, and we sat down right here for probably 45 minutes. Cold, windy. Sun tried to peek through one time, but it never did come through. We just got back cloudy again, and I don't know, it was probably 45 minutes in sitting here. I heard a gobble. I think Lane they went to sleep on me, and it was way off on the other point out here. But with the wind blowing, I don't think it was as far as I thought it was. So I got my calls out, and I started working them. 2 different calls. Friction call and that diaphragm. And it wasn't probably 10 minutes. He surprised us. Thing gobbled. It was just right here, probably 60 yards. All of a sudden I looked, seen he was too long beard. Right around through there. I shot one. Shot the first one. I don't know. I don't use these decoys much, so it's kind of leery what they do. I want to shoot first chance I got. I'm gonna go ahead and look at this thing, pick up these decoys, see how big he is. He's just what I thought he was. Big old fat 2-year-old spur on that bird. He's pretty heavy like yours. Laid out here. Alright, there he is. Turkey doesn't have a tremendous beard on him. I think the other turkey may have had a bigger beard. You're talking about fun though. there was only 2 gobbles this morning. We heard a gobble on the very end of the point when we sat down here for 45 minutes and called, and then we heard them gobble 10 minutes later when they popped up right here at 60 yards. That was the only 2 gobbles that we heard this morning, and didn't get either one of them recorded. But it's hard to do that when you don't know, and it's a terrible morning when they're just not going to gobble. You don't know when they're going to gobble, not going to gobble much. So anyway, that's the way that worked out. We started over here this morning on this side of the ridge, cleared over here on this side of the ridge, off on another little point. We listened off here in the drainage where the wind wasn't hitting. Didn't hear a thing in there. Came all the way back over here. And windy and cold, straight out of the north, probably 11-mile-an-hour wind. We sat here and waited, like I say, 45 minutes, I think is what it was. Lane, were you asleep?
Almost.
He was almost asleep. He didn't hear it, but I heard it. We're right off here on the end of the point somewhere. There's a couple drains on the backside of this ridge that they roost in, especially when it's windy. They roost there anyway, but they sure roost there when it's windy. And that's kind of where I figured they'd be this morning, and that's exactly where they were. You just got in here and be patient. Patience paid off. Pretty 2-year-old bird. Arkansas public land. And this turkey hunting's fun. A lot of fun.
Doesn't get any better.
I love it. Absolutely love turkey hunting. What a pretty bird.
How much turkey weighs?
About like yours, probably.
20.
I'm not as strong in my shoulder, my left one. Didn't even have to eat my crackers this morning. Thought we was going to be in here till 12:30 or longer. Oh man, what a morning. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Pretty turkey. Oh, fat spurs.